Ah, here we go again.
Alright people, what's going on? Space Cowboy here, welcome back to the channel. Got another video for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure to hit this video with a like. It helps the channel out a ton. It's been definitely showing. Also, please make sure to hit the subscribe button if you continue to enjoy this content. Look, 95% of you guys that are watching aren't subscribed that watch the stuff, so feel free to do that to continue to get the content that you like, and also hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss anything or when I go live. So with all that crap out of the way, here we go again. Jamal Adams, Dallas Cowboys talk. Now, this isn't something that I've been doing reoccurring. This is the first time in a while since I've addressed this more so in a video, talking about Jamal Adams and the possibility of the Cowboys going after Jamal Adams. If you don't know who Jamal Adams is, safety from the New York Jets, if you haven't been living under a rock. But so far, he has 2 more years on his deal, as the Jets have exercised his 5th-year option on his contract, okay? So he would become a free agent in 2021. Now, there has been a rumor / offer the Jets are looking for at this juncture, since contract talks have reached an impasse. That offer is a 1st and a 3rd. Now, I'm not taking that as gospel. I do not know the strength of that rumor, but if we're just spitballing with a number like that, right, and that type of offer, there's been discussion of, okay, do the Cowboys need to go after Jamal Adams, or should they pull the trigger on that? Now, there has been the argument that, yes, they need to do it. They need a safety. They've needed a safety. This is the final piece of the championship puzzle. This, that, and the third, right? I've heard all of that. The thing that worries me the most, and look, I'm not someone that tries to live in these. I understand that hypothetical situations can be stupid to some people, but there are many factors that go into this, right? We don't know what the Cowboys are going to look like under Mike McCarthy, right? I know people have mentioned that this is similar to the Amari Cooper situation, where we needed a position that needed to be filled with a better player, and we went and got that player. Now, you can't really compare the two situations, because if you in Amari's situation, there had been football games already played. We knew receiver was an issue. There was a whole plethora of situations that led to us doing what we did in trading for Amari. And also, it wasn't like Amari was looking for a contract extension at that time, and it was more so we didn't know what was going to happen with him. It was just rumors that the Raiders were looking to move him. We didn't know that. So that's a big thing right there. In terms of Jamal Adams, it's completely different, because he's trying to get a new deal. They haven't given him his money, and he's looking for top-end money, like $15 million a year type of money. And keep in mind, the Cowboys have the numbers are there. The Cowboys, as of right now, yeah, they don't have a ton of cap space, but in terms of, I think it's like $8 million they have right now. Now, yes, that can fit into that money, even if they give Dak his deal, because of how the rookie deals are, typically are in terms of money. But it's more so the long-term deal, because look, if you're giving up a first-round pick, you have to have a minimum of 5 years given to that player. And the Cowboys did that with Amari. We figured, yeah, and he was worth the first-round pick. We've already, we saw what happened. Now, a couple pros and cons to this. Now, I want to be emphatically clear. I'm not saying Jamal Adams sucks or I hate Jamal Adams. That's not what I'm doing here. We know Jamal Adams can play. He's one of the, if not best, safety in the league when he's healthy and when he's playing. Not that health hasn't been an issue with him. I'm just saying, like, when he's, when you compare him to other guys, he's up there. Okay? So, the biggest issue for me, I guess, is the acquisition of Jamal Adams, okay? People don't realize that first-round picks are a huge luxury in this league. I've been seeing many people that think, oh, who cares? Give up a first-round pick. Pick's going to be meaningless. You got to understand, that first-round pick has so much more value, especially when you have a 5th-year option, right? So you can continue to have a player for a lot. And not only that, there are players that you can get at pick 32 that can be good. Just keep in mind that. There have been players such as Darius Leonard who went in the 2nd round. You have the safeties in Adderley, Rapp, all those guys, right? All those Delpit, McKinney. I could go on. The point I'm trying to get at is that there are players you can take with a 32nd overall pick that can be an impact. Now, that and that's even with a team either trading to that pick or whatever the case may be. Because hello, Lamar Jackson was a 32nd overall draft pick. You know what I mean? So, and yes, it's case by case situation because other teams have different needs to fill and this, that, and the third. But look, I just want to be emphatically clear with this. I'm not going to be mad if the Cowboys got Jamal Adams or took this offer. The thing that what bugs me is we haven't seen the Cowboys play any stretch of football to say, okay, safety is yes, I understand safety is a need, What I'm trying to get at is what made the Cowboys trade that first rounder for Amari Cooper was there was a stressing need for another receiver to help Dak Prescott get better because he was struggling, right? When you look at the Cowboys in that instance, yes, the need was necessary. But if the Cowboys are sitting, let's say, at 5-2 or 6-1, there's no point. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to get better, and you go after him, and maybe there's a much stressful need for that, right? But what happens if not saying that Clinton Dix is going to do anything. I'm not saying he's great. Look, he's just either your basic rotational piece or a camp body, depending on who does well. What if Donovan Wilson does well? There are so many factors that go into this. We haven't played a snap of football, not even preseason football, and we want to talk about what can Jamal Adams do? We don't know how he's going to fit in Dallas, right? And again, this is nothing for me. I would love to have Jamal Adams, but there are factors we have to discuss on a serious note. Another thing of note is that the Cowboys get some compensation picks, right? So, in 2021, the Dallas Cowboys are slated to get 2 third-round draft selections. Now, I doubt that will happen. But they're at least going to get 1. So, why should we trade for Jamal Adams now when we can see how the team looks after a year, and then we can gauge, okay, maybe we should do this, or this, right? That's the biggest thing for me. Because if you know me and you know the way I look at the draft and how things go, I'm a huge firm believer in getting as many draft picks as possible to make moves with them. And if I'm the Cowboys, you want to get as many top 3-round selections as possible so you can continue. Because if you can, and I will say this, because you can make the argument, yeah, it's been a while and we need to get that guy to put the Cowboys over the top. I completely understand that, but we don't know what can happen. For all we know, Dak gets, and again, I know it seems like I'm rambling, but whatever the case may be, but I want to just stress the fact that, guys, while, in a vacuum, acquiring Jamal Adams would be fantastic, don't get me wrong, it's just that remember what you're giving up to get this guy. You're giving up your first-round selection, and you don't know how this team's going to look in 2020 with Mike McCarthy. Not saying that he's going to suck. I'm just saying that there are these things that go into it. However, I do believe, though, if the Dallas Cowboys want to go after Jamal Adams, my personal opinion, what I believe the Cowboys need to do is see how 2020 goes about, right? And this is my thing, if safety is that glaring of a need during the season, right, or the defense needs a major reshape, then maybe go after him, right? It's it would be the same situation as Amari Cooper, right? Okay, the offense is struggling. We need someone to come in and help this team out, or we're going to have to do it. I get it. It's just we don't know what this team's going to look like. For all we know, the team does very well. We don't need Jamal Adams, or maybe he's like that luxury pick you can get. But I want to add to this as well. Do remember that he's looking for a new deal. That's upwards to $15 million. And guess what? You have guys like Leighton Vander Esch you might want to bring back, especially since he's a key piece on this defense, right? You have Michael Gallup, who I don't know if he'll be back because you added CeeDee Lamb, but the point is that's another guy you have to look out for, right? There are many other pieces to this team that we have seen as the core, and you don't want to let that get destroyed because you want to go after another luxury piece. Keep in mind that many successful teams that have won championships or even gone on to win multiple championships didn't have, like, they didn't have every single position with an all-pro or pro bowler. They just managed to have the right combination of players that had a good amount of talent, as well as good coaching to get to where they had to go. And yeah, once again, the biggest thing for me is how we acquire Jamal Adams. I think that's the biggest question mark for many Cowboys fans is it okay to give up that draft capital? And I would say we should explore this in 2021. We should see how the season goes, because guess what? I will be, and I mean this from the from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely mean this. If the Cowboys go into 2020, let's say they go 10-6, 11-5, right, and they win a playoff game or two, and we see the defense needs to be bolstered with that safety help that Jamal Adams can bring in, then sure, I'll be on the train to be like, let's get this guy. Now we can see what this team looks like under Mike McCarthy. That's my biggest thing. Just plain and simple, right? I don't want to go and do a move where it can screw up your because there are teams that have done that, right? In certain instances, look at the Rams. The Rams gave up so much draft capital to get Jalen Ramsey. That didn't help them, right? You had a situation where they have traded numerous first-round picks, and now they're screwed. Their future's screwed. They don't have a first-round pick for the next couple years. Then you have a situation like the Bears are another, yeah, it's Khalil Mack. He's a fantastic player, and they did well the first year, but after that, things fell off. And now you didn't have a first-round pick, right? But with that being said, I just don't want to go on for too long, but I want to wrap up with this, guys. Remember, Jamal Adams is a great player, but at the end of the day, I don't know if this is the right thing for us to do at this juncture. We should revisit this once we know what this team's looking like during the season or maybe afterwards. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure, once again, to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, and I will be seeing you guys later. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.
I used to live in Sin Cities like Bruce Willis, but I'm Jackie Chan, karate chopping, I'm still kicking. I used to be chopped and screwed, I'm little flipping. Now I'm nice, Mike Jordan, so who's pippin'? I'm running man, you the running man, you still slipping. I hit records, you swinging, it's still